Hey, yeah, what's poppin', gang?
Loving my crew, loving my crew.
This might be the real red button, bro. This might be it. I don't know how they plan to attack whatever this is. But it seems like there's gonna be an endless amount of class action lawsuits, class action complaints that continue to come up, man. I don't know how they can fight this. Like, if you win one, you might lose another one. And the reason why I say this is because when we looked at this the other day, right? And shout out to everybody for clicking on the video, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button and subbing up to the channel. But when we first learned of this and we read through all of the documents, we found out that steak is not just illegal in Missouri. Like, steak is illegal in a lot of different a lot of other states outside of maybe a couple. I can't give you an exact number, so I don't want to do that. But it's illegal in a lot of states, including California, Texas, Illinois, and I believe New York as well. So my thought process was, well, if it starts in Missouri, then all of the other states are gonna catch up. And little did we know, a couple of days after, a Missouri man sued the rapper Drake, which they didn't even, did they say his name? Okay, they said Drake, but the rapper, Aiden Ross and Steak parent company Sweepstakes Limited, two New Mexico residents have issued a class action complaint. Now, again, I feel like at some point it's going to be a 1-800 number, a 1-900 number, infomercial on TV. Have you been a victim of Drake's deceptive practices through Steak? If you have, call this number. Y'all gonna get them little mailers in the mail. Do you want to join a class action lawsuit? If you are, if you've been gambling through Steak. So it looks like New Mexico residents have issued a class action complaint. Drake, Aiden Ross, and Steak accused of deceptive online gambling practices in New Mexico lawsuit. And initially we talked about this and we said, you know what? I think the dirtiest part is just, and somebody else brought up another point in the comment too, but the dirtiest part is making it seem like when they win, they've been playing with their money. And if they lose, they've been playing with their money. And they really haven't. It's all been house money, which also, like I said, a comment came up with that I said, but someone else had kind of agreed with. How do you even know if the wins are real? These could be rigged. These could be rigged games for them to win, to entice other people to play. Now, that's all speculation. We're going to keep it alleged like the homie DeVille says, but let's go ahead and tap into this. Two New Mexico residents are accusing Drake streamer Aiden Ross and Sweepstakes Limited, parent company of the online gambling platform Stake, of deceptive business practices in a class action complaint filed just days after a Missouri man brought forth a similar claim in his suit. In court documents obtained by Complex, Nathaniel Torres and Rory Mitchie claim that they have lost money gambling within the past year through Stake.us, which launched by Sweepstakes Limited and allegedly serves as a virtual clone of Stake.com. The suit alleges Stake.us claims to be a social casino, but openly violates New Mexico's state gaming and consumer protection laws. Any form of online gambling is illegal in New Mexico. So, and you'd have to go back to the previous video. If you guys go back to the video where we discuss what's actually happening, what's happening is they're mirroring Stake.com, which is where you are able to gamble, and then titling it Stake.us. Stake is not legal here, period. It's like it's not legal in a lot of US states, okay? And what they do is they provide you with basically monopoly money, but then you're able to convert that into real money. So people can play the game for fake money with their fake money, but then they also have that opportunity to buy, more fake coins and then transition those into real money. So hopefully I said that correctly, but that's the basic gripe. It does start out as more of a social casino, but it's quickly shifted into gambling real money. And as we know, that is illegal in a lot of states. The New Mexico complaint uses the same description as the Missouri suit. to explain how Stake allegedly skirts the state's online gambling laws. To hide the true nature of its online gambling operation, Stake asserts that the only chips it sells to consumers are tokens, which we just discussed, called gold coins, which can only be used for casual gameplay on the Stake.us platform, have no real world value, and can never be cashed out, the suit reads. However, Stake bundles every purchase of gold coins with a second type of token called Stake Cash as a supposedly free bonus. Unlike gold coins, Stake Cash can be wagered on casino games and cashed out for real money at a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're buying the gold coins, and you're able to just cash those in and get real money, exposing Stake Cash as a clear vehicle for real money gambling. Similar to the lawsuit filed in Missouri, the complaint in New York also alleges Stake's free play marketing preys upon those with a gambling addiction and younger consumers. Now, that is one of the nastiest areas of this whole thing. And we actually looked at the interactions between the Stake owners, Adin Ross and Drake, where he talked about they were asking, basically begging for money to be able to gamble. He gave them the money and then said, now, Adin, you go out and you make those clips. And that's the nasty part. We talked about this quite a bit, but that's the dirty part, where the audiences are not just of age people. Now, you're not supposed to be able to gamble on any of these sites unless you're 21 and up anyway. But I do believe there are ways to circumvent that, where you don't have to necessarily be 21. You can be underage and still gamble. And one of the biggest things I even thought is, if it's illegal in the state, why are they able to even access the site in the state? I don't know if that's a bigger issue. Some people were talking about VPNs and things like that. But the nasty part, of course, is that the youth is kind of being misled, in a sense, to see that one of the biggest artists in the world gambling and winning, and one of the biggest streamers in the world gambling and winning, and think that they have chances to win, when in all actuality, we know gambling is never really in your favor. Excuse me, chat. Stake allegedly supplies the two with house money for gambling purposes as a means of promoting the platform, which is not shared with the public. In response to the lawsuit in Missouri, a spokesperson for Stake denied these allegations and vowed to vigorously defend this and all such claims. As expected, Ross also rejected any wrongdoing, calling the claims effing BS. Torres and Michie are seeking recovery of their gambling losses on behalf of themselves and all of those in the state that have been impacted. So I wonder if they'll just get their money back, or if they're just fighting for their money back, or if they are looking to be awarded something more. I don't know what they could even, what kind of damages they could get, if there's anything that goes along with that. And the crazy part is, if they're trying to get it back for everything that everyone lost in the state, if they can figure out how many people played and lost within that state, and there's not as many people that enter the pot to try to win, do they just split a bigger pot, or does everyone have to jump in and they can kind of equally divvy up? You know how a class action lawsuit goes. But like I said, I think this is just the tipping point. This is the tip of the iceberg. I think that this is going to be something that we're going to see a lot of other states jump out and have something to say. And the fact that they're naming Drake and naming Adin Ross, they're going to have to defend themselves. So let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments. Do y'all think they're going to get away with this, or do y'all think they're going to end up going down with Stake? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all the next one. I'm out. Peace.